What's a topic that you've been asked not to talk about at a university?
Well, there's a lot of sensitivities towards sex, LGBTQIA community, religion, politics. I mean, the list, basically, they're saying don't do comedy. That's literally what they're saying. Don't do comedy. That happens a lot.
Well, that kind of sucks for a comedian.
It does. It does. It is making us more creative. We should never, ever, as comedians, be going for the low-hanging fruit to begin with. And comedy has evolved, but at the same time, that slippery slope, that pendulum goes too far, then you see a lot of performative actions and not of real thought and freedom of expression.
So there's a line there on when you're entertaining, you're being funny, or you're being offensive, and then who's offended.
By the way, this is Gabrielle Gambrell, who is a professor at NYU and says hate speech and inappropriate behavior should be censored on social media, right?
I do believe in, I'm extremely in favor of the First Amendment, to be clear. I broadcast background, media background, I believe in the First Amendment. But we have seen things that happen when social media is not censored. The horrific incident that happened in Buffalo, the individual that shot up the supermarket in Buffalo, New York, had tremendous amounts of things on his social media that should have triggered some people saying, hey, this guy should not have access to legally get a firearm. So in certain instances where it's harmful, in certain instances where it can hurt people, where there's negative intent, there should be censorship. In some instances where I see viral videos where someone is clearly racist or homophobic or anything nasty, and then the video goes viral, they lose their job, I'm like, score. Because that person does not deserve to have this title rich that can impact certain communities. They need to work on themselves. What I do truly believe in is redemption. There's opportunity to learn, to be better, to not harm people.
Well, wouldn't losing your job, I mean, how does that help somebody be redeemed as opposed to just teach them that, oh, well, if you express yourself, you are going to be punished.
Excellent point.
I mean, by setting up this situation where that when somebody does say these things, that's what triggers the punishment, and that, often that punishment is something that is very destructive to them rather than something that's educational to them. We're not convincing them. We are convincing them that they need to keep things underground.
And that's why I think cancel culture should be counsel culture, not cancel culture. That's when you should go to that person and say, listen, I think you should know that what you're doing is offensive, and I want to talk to you about it. I want to give you a chance to learn my point of view. I want to give you some information here. Read this, listen to this. Maybe we can find some common ground here.
Absolutely.
It should be counsel culture, not cancel culture. Do you have a story or a question for me? Click the link in the description and tell me what in the world is going on.